Good evening. It's Freddy Vazquez with Basement Politics Unfiltered. Happy Monday. Is the city of Yonkers violating the constitutional rights of its residents? We'll talk about that.
Let's get it popping.
I am Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Tonight, we discuss the constitutional rights of the residents of the city of Yonkers. And are they being violated by the city? We'll discuss the Sustainable Westchester automatic enrollment, as well as other incidents of violation of rights. One that I have experienced myself personally today, in fact. Good evening, folks. It's Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. How you feeling, folks? I'm doing great. It was a good day for me today, actually. Very interesting day. A little bit eventful, but not eventful. You know, I did go over to the building department again today, where I was recognized right away, immediately. But I do want to talk about first Sustainable Westchester, and I have mentioned this in podcasts previously. However, I have received emails and also recently received some messages regarding our constitutional rights. Did the automatic enrollment having the residents of Yonkers automatically enrolled in the Sustainable Westchester renewable energy program violate the constitutional rights of the residents? They didn't ask for it. They were automatically enrolled. And yes, you can opt out. However, it is kind of challenging. So people have asked me, and I just wanted to kind of mention that in a few minutes here, and then I'll move on. But, I did some research, folks. I tried to look, see what I could find. I did find something in regards to consumer rights laws, right? Laws designed to hold sellers of goods and services accountable when they seek to profit by taking advantage of consumers' lack of information or bargaining power, right? And I guess, they are kind of taking advantage of consumers here to make a profit by utilizing the city, right? I mean, you have the city on your side and they can automatically enroll people. They have that power. I mean, that's a great business model there for those who belong to the Sustainable Westchester organization. And while it is filled with officials, right, elected officials from throughout Westchester, right, it's still owned by or set up by a private individual, and he's making that money. And you have to be really fooling yourself to believe that none of the elected officials are receiving anything for it. I mean, as hard as they have been trying to convince you that it is a great program, I would imagine that they're getting paid. I mean, I'm a salesman. I started my career in sales, and I can read a salesman. I can see a salesman from a mile away. And these are salesmen trying to get you to stay with this program for many reasons. They're making money, and also the enrollment amount, the amount of people enrolled also determines their price. You know, the ability to negotiate is dependent on how many people are enrolled and how much energy they will be using, right? So that's why they wanted to keep everybody in there. That's why John Rubo did an hour-long town hall meeting about it, trying to convince people that it's a great program, yet we don't see hour-long town hall meetings on what they're actually supposed to be doing. You know, their job as city council members, you know what I mean? Helping with the violence, decreasing violence. As many of you may know, there was another murder on Riverdale Avenue. That's right, folks. Another murder, another gun violence on Riverdale Avenue. A 29-year-old male was found dead by his family members when they went into his apartment. Apparently, the individual was shot by a former roommate. The roommate was kicked out of the apartment. The victim caught the roommate stealing. He kicked him out of the apartment, and then the roommate came back and killed him, right? And this is sad. And this is the kind of stuff that's happening. People are getting killed in Yonkers because they were kicked out of an apartment. And I do want to send my condolences to the family because I do know some of the family members. So my condolences to them. It's very sad. The roommate, I don't know the last name, but I'm hearing he's a gentleman, goes by Will. Will is the first name, and he is currently on the run. If you have any information, Yonkers police are asking for help. Contact Yonkers police. But again, it was a former roommate, right, who was the victim had kicked out because the roommate was caught stealing, and he came back and he killed him, and he took some stuff along with some dogs also. So yeah, that's the information that I'm getting. I'm not sure how much information police have, or maybe they have. I'm sure they have that information and more. They're not releasing much because, again, it's still an active investigation. But my condolences to the family, and it just again shows that crime here in the city of Yonkers is continuing to increase. It seems like we have a shooting every other week. Someone's getting shot and killed here in the city of Yonkers, and they tried to sell us on it's getting better, Yonkers is getting better. But for who? Right? For who? And Yonkers is changing. And I don't want to make this about race, but Yonkers is changing, and it's not for the people that are in the area now, Southwest Yonkers. I mean, we're talking about bike trails, the Greenway Hudson Trail, right? It's a bike trail that they're going to create from Battery Park all the way up to Canada. It's going to be like the longest bike trail in the country. Eileen O'Connor from Indivisible and president of the Ludlow Park Tenants Association or Residents Association, something like that. Her biggest concern about the Ludlow project stuff that's going on over there is the bike trail, right? And making sure that the bike trail is safe and keeping it off Riverdale. That's right. She doesn't want it on Riverdale. She said, can we make the, trails, just ride along the water, the Hudson River? As it stands now, it's supposed to go through Riverdale, and there was someone just shot there and killed. We don't want to pedal through Riverdale, right? So they're more focused on the bike trails than they are about the crime that's happening here in the city of Yonkers, and it's ever increasing. And that's just the stuff that we hear about, right? Because there's stuff that's happening that we don't hear about, right? They keep it hush-hush. Right. And I hear this. I hear from people. I go into the store. I hear from the guys over the shooting. There's shootings almost every day, really. Really, we just don't hear about it every day. And there's not always someone that's shot, but there are people letting off guns in the city of Yonkers. And that's a problem. And that's a huge problem. And that's just one of many problems. Right. We have the drug addiction problem here. The fentanyl problem is a huge problem here in the city of Yonkers. Huge problem in the city of Yonkers. And they're trying to sweep it under the rug. That's right. They're trying to sweep it under the rug. They don't want, what it is? They don't want people to see Yonkers that way because they want to bring in people into these developments. So if people who are potentially, possible, residents who want to, people who want to move out the city are looking for somewhere to come, and they hear about all the stuff going on in Yonkers, they're not going to come here. And I think that's one of the reasons why, I've met with certain individuals, or they invited me out, to coffee and stuff, to kind of to encourage me to stay positive, right? And I don't know, maybe I'm being negative, but they encourage me to stay positive, try not to, because, they really basically what they're saying is we don't want Yonkers to look bad. There's a lot going on here in terms of developments, right? And if we're putting out, if you're putting out this information about this negative stuff, then people are not going to want to move to Yonkers, and we have to fill up those apartments, right? Because I do my hashtags. I do hashtag New York City moms, New York City parents, right? New York City NYC, Manhattan moms, Bronx moms. I tag all that. I want everybody to know what's going on. Let's keep it real, right? Let's keep it 100% all the way, and let's make people, because I see the people on these Facebook pages, Westchester moms and whatever else, Westchester real estate, and people are like, I'm from Brooklyn. We're trying to find where's the best place in Westchester to live, and I like to joke with them and say, there's a great area, Nodine Hill section of Yonkers has the greatest council member there. She does a great job. You should move into there. It's a great place for kids. Then you get a free bulletproof vest when you move into the neighborhood, right? So I mess with the people and stuff like that, but that's what they want. But rather than sweep things in the rug, they need to address it. They need to focus on it, right? And they need to actually do something about it, and not just say, hey, it's great. Yonkers is great. Look at all the developments that we got going up. We got Lionsgate Studio here. You know what that means? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing for at least 80 to 90% of the people here in the city of Yonkers. And yes, Lionsgate is hiring. And I did share the job listings, but guess what? You have to be fully vaccinated for every single job. And some of you might not care. Some of you are willing to jump off a bridge. That's cool. So go ahead. But you still have to be part of the union, and you also have to have like 5 years of experience for this stuff, because I was going through the listings to see if I qualify for any, because I need a job, so I was looking for one. But you have to be vaccinated, fully vaccinated for all the jobs. And I think the only one that someone from Yonkers may qualify for is the security guard position. And you still have to be fully vaccinated. So you have to be fully vaccinated security guard. But yeah, so many of the options of the positions there are not going to go to residents of the city of Yonkers, at least not those that were living here already. Maybe people who move here because of the job, and that's going to bring in a lot more people, which is already have. I showed some of the traffic the other day in the video of the Maybach stop. The Maybach pulled over there. A lot of traffic, people honking like crazy, and it's going to get worse. And they can't make Yonkers wider. The roads really can't do that. So it's going to get worse, right? But along with more traffic and more people, you have to expect that higher population density is going to attract. It's going to bring more crime. And maybe that's what the problem is here. Is that what it is? Right? Are we seeing more crime here in the city of Yonkers because we are getting a lot of people from outside of Yonkers? And I'm hearing that from people. There are a lot of people who are actually homeless, are not from Yonkers initially. They come here to buy drugs, and then they get stuck here, right? One day they get high here, they get stuck here, and then they stay here, and they just end up just being there, just in front of Dunkin' Donuts or Getty Square or by the post office. I mean, and they're there, all the time. And one day I was at the post office, and I just was sitting in my car waiting for someone, and I saw an old lady come out of the post office, and she knew the individuals by name, two homeless individuals, young, knew them by name, joked with them. She even joked them, told them to get a job, which is funny, but it was kind of endearing. So it's a huge problem. And the city officials here are not really addressing it. They're not. They're more concerned with, sustainable Westchester, right? That's their big thing. Appointing somebody to some committee or some board, because that seems what a lot of the meetings, the Yonkers City Council meetings, have been about. Even Shanae Williams, council member for the first district, which is one of the worst districts, although it has the most developments going up, but it has a high rate of, crime, high rate of drug addiction and mental health. And she is the chair of a committee that's called Community and Mental Health Services Committee, right? So she finally did a meeting. She finally chaired a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and all they spoke about was investments into these funds, these development funds, right, that they want to bring here to the city of Yonkers, so rich investors could take their profits that they made, their capital gains, which are profits made from investments, and invest it into these funds, right, that the opportunity zone funds that they have here in Yonkers, right, so that way they can basically not have to pay the taxes on that money from those gains. So it's so basically they're talking about creating a tax shelter. Right? Does anybody even care about that? I mean, if you're an average resident of the city of Yonkers, you don't care about that. You don't really care at all about that. Like, this is like, folks, like I'm watching these meetings now, right? And I'm just like, is anybody else watching them, or am I the only one? Because it's crazy. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. It's me. I'm the crazy one, right? But I watch these meetings and I'm like, what are you guys doing here? What are you talking about? Opportunity zone funds. Investing in your capital gains. Who are you referring to? You're not referring to Joe and Jane Doe, in the city of Yonkers. You're not. It doesn't matter what color you are. The average person is not worried about investing their capital gains into opportunity zone funds that are going to be created here in Yonkers. And again, it's basically a tax shelter. And that's what they said in the meeting. A woman by the name of Jerry Post. She said it's tax shelter. I was like, really? Like, this is what the Community and Mental Health Services meeting is all about? This is what Shanae Williams chairs? It's a joke. It's a joke. And then they'll go and apply for money, grant money, right, from the city. And they get, from the state or from the federal government for these services, community services. But really, where does that money go? Because it's a joke. So again, They're not focusing on what's important. We need to step up and say something about that. We need to speak up. So I want to move on anyway to my situation today at the building department. My rights were violated, I think anyway, right? I went to the building department earlier today to do something that was very innocent. I have a sound effect on. I don't think so. I don't even know. I didn't even know I had sound effects. You have a sound effect on. What does it sound like? Yes, they sweep crimes and corruption purposely hidden. Yeah, absolutely. They don't want the city to appear a certain way, right? So they have to kind of keep it under the rug. Like the show, Kill the Annoying Soundtrack. I'm sorry. Do you hear something in the background? I don't hear anything. Do you hear it still? Test, test, test. Can you hear it still? I don't hear anything. I'm sorry. Testing, anything? Let me know if you still hear it. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't hear it. I for some reason I didn't hear it. My apologies. My apologies. No soundtrack, thanks. Back to normal. My apologies. I didn't even know it was on. I didn't hear it for whatever reason. It wasn't in my earpiece here, so I apologize for that. I hope you were able to get most of what I was saying. I was talking about it. I hope you did. Sustainable Westchester, and just individuals here in the city of Yonkers who have emailed me and messaged me regarding, the whole Sustainable Westchester and being forced into this renewable energy program, right? And was it a violation of the rights? So I just wanted to touch on that because I did do some research. People asked me to look, and I did, and I couldn't find a whole lot in terms of the constitutional rights. I did. I want to kind of read the 9th Amendment. The first 10 amendments are known as the Bill of Rights, right? They have to do with consumer and the protection of the people. And the 9th Amendment, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage others retained by the people, right? And the 10th Amendment, the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution nor prohibited by it to the states, are reserved to the states respectively or to the people. And basically, what they're saying is that, it kind of had to do with healthcare, really. When I was doing my research, this was talking about healthcare, and being forced to have to buy healthcare and the whole Obamacare. But this basically is saying that you cannot force, people to purchase certain goods or services, right? But the states can, and the federal government and the government can, in certain instances, change it or force you into, like in the case of healthcare, force you to get healthcare because it may present some kind of, people don't have healthcare and, a bunch of people start getting sick and then hospitals have to, have to treat them and then the money and stuff. So, it presents some kind of problem. But in terms of like energy, where they force you to go to another energy company, now that can't be done. You have consumer rights law, which, protect, sellers of goods and services, right, from forcing people into to buy their goods and services, right, simply for the purpose of profit making. That's it, right? Simply for the purpose of profit making. You have to be informed, right? And everybody, no one really was informed. They sent out these cards, right? But everyone just pretty much threw them out. So they were supposed to truly inform people. I know that John Rubel likes to say that they did send some stuff out and that they held some kind of meetings or something on it. But like a lot of the other meetings that they hold, or like the variances meetings and all this stuff that they post up, really like inconspicuous, so you can't really see it, right? They don't make it to where everyone can, see it. Everyone will be aware. And give people the opportunity to attend, ask questions, just get it really fully understand it. And that was actually adopted. That that whole forcing people into this program was adopted about a year ago in a committee that was chaired by John Rubel. So John Rubel knew about this. They all knew about this. They all knew that it was coming. But again, they don't care about your constitutional rights, the city of Yonkers. They do whatever they want here in the city of Yonkers. That's one thing. If you don't know already, you should know. They will do whatever they want here. But anyway, I want to go to my incident today in the building department. I went over to the building department to do what people normally do at the building department, right? You go there to drop off plans or maybe to pull the records from a property, maybe you just purchased or whatever, right? You got to do something there. In my case, I'm leasing a building where I have a daycare center. So I have to change the certificate of occupancy or change the use, right? So it was a karate school before. So now I'm changing it to a daycare center. I didn't do anything, no construction, nothing at all. We just hung up pictures, put furniture in there, and that's pretty much it. Decorated it, maybe changed some locks, but apparently the city of Yonkers doesn't like it. And this is what I was told by somebody in the building department, doesn't like it when you say that there's no construction done. And I said, well, what do you mean? If there's nothing done, there's nothing done. But anyway, they were giving me a hard time. I got into this big old thing. And I went up there one day with an employee of mine, and she was, videotaping, right? She was not videotaping, recording. I'd say videotaping. I'm old school. She was recording, and I went there, and all I did wrong, and I'll be honest, I did do one thing wrong. All I did wrong was I did not have an appointment. But I did go there because I was being given a hard time. And I was trying to work it out with the individuals from the building department, but they didn't seem to really care. They delayed in responding to me. They sent me a bunch of different letters having different requests. 1 minute they wanted one thing, then the next letter, it didn't have it anymore. It had something else. So, it was just a mess, but a lot of it also was being done purposely. And I have a lot of evidence to prove that point. And, and I won't get into that. But anyway, so I went there, I got to it with them, but I didn't yell. I didn't curse. I didn't threaten anybody. I was just saying this. I don't get this. This is pissing me off. A lot of people have problems with the building department, blah, 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 la, 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 la. So then at that point, a gentleman came over and asked me to leave. And I said, well, I'm doing something here. And at that point, I was actually communicating with the people. So they were actually acting like they were going to help me. And I think that was a setup. I think they're just kind of like acting, let's just pretend we're going to help them while we wait for the police and security to come, right? So I'm thinking, okay, everything's cool. I'm showing them stuff. And then next thing you know, I just felt something, to my right. I look, and it's this big guy, right? It's a big guy. And he's the guy at the front that you're supposed to show your ID to, right? I told him, that I was here to do something really quick, that, I just wanted to check on something. I'll be in and out. He said, all right. And I went. He was pissed off. He was pissed off that I was at the building department, that I made up to the 4th or 5th floor and stuff. And he was like very aggressive. He was like, get out. You got to go. You got to go. I said, well, I'm doing something here. I'm trying to get some help, blah, blah, blah. That's when the police come. And then he's like, you got to go. You got to get out, blah, blah. And then he was like, all right, watch. Right. So he threatened me there. He did. He said, all right, I got you. I'm going to see you. I got you. That's what he said. In the streets, when someone says to you, I got you, I'm going to see you, that means they're going to come see you, or they're going to do something to you when they see you. That's what that means. It's beef. It's on and popping, right? So there was another gentleman there, Hispanic male. He was there today as well. And I said, oh, did you hear that? I said, did you hear that? He threatened me. He just said he's going to see me. He said, he got me. He's going to see me, right? What does that mean? And this is what really bothers me about people, especially people who work for the city or in official capacity. I don't like liars. I hate lies. I don't like to use the word hate. I do not like liars. I do not like liars. I don't lie. Like, I don't lie. And I say I never lied. I don't want to say that, but I'm not someone that just lies. You know what I mean? I can't stand lies. So the guy, he said, oh no, well, I said, don't lie. I told him this. I said, don't lie, because I got you on camera and the camera heard him. So if you're going to say he didn't say that, you're going to look like a lying camera. And that's when he kind of acknowledged it, like a weak acknowledgement. Like, I said, see, you acknowledged it. He threatened me. But it wasn't over. The threats weren't over just yet. When I got home that day and I sat down in front of my computer, I noticed I had a Facebook message. It was from the individual, the city employee, that had said he was going to see me. He got me. I got you. I'm going to see you. I got you. He had messaged me on Facebook with more threats, threatening me to, if I didn't take the video down, because I had posted the video up on Facebook. Now, this is a city employee, right? The word dead was on the message. What does that mean? I got the screenshot, and I also have the videos. I keep everything. I got a lot of videos and I got a lot of screenshots. I'm just waiting for the day my $20-30 million lawsuit hits. I'm taking it and I'm out of here, right? So I go today. Cool. All right. I said, I'm sorry, but you're threatening me. I told him, please do not contact me. Not sure why you even contacted me like this on, personally like that. And I left it at that. And, just like, okay, I don't know if I should get an order of protection or what, but I don't like to just do that. I really want to do that. I just left it alone. No, I didn't call the cops. And because I didn't want to I saved the screenshots and stuff like that. So I figured something happens. Well, I have the audio and I have screenshot. Today I go to drop off plans. No, I'm not, in any aggressive mood or nothing. I'm usually normally just happy and smiling. Usually I'm kind of, very animated. And so I go in there and the minute I step in there, oh, yo, you can't come in here. Step back. You got to go back. You got to get out. I said, what? You got to get out. You can't be in here. You have to get escorted. I said, I have to get escorted? Yes, that's right. You got to go. You got to wait outside. I have to wait outside? I said, okay, hold on. Let me get my phone real quick because I left my phone in my car because I didn't plan on it. It was nothing. I was just going to drop some plans off. So I go to my car. I get my phone. And then I hit record and I go back in there and I say, okay, what was that again? So I have the video and I just want to play really quick. I said, Vinny, no. I said, Vinny, I got to be escorted. There's a cop there. There were about 4 cops. Excuse the video. I just didn't want to show that I was filming. Look at these police. Just for me. I know. Oh, I thought they were escorting me. No. You're going to wait outside. All right, I got to wait outside. I'm not going to cause any problems. I don't say you cause problems. I know, but you telling me to wait outside. Okay, you have to wait outside. Well, he's right here, so you're good. Oh, okay, there you go. What's going on? You got to go escorted. He's going. Where you going, boss? Building? Yep. All right, let's go. Here we go. I'm ready. Lead the way. You lead the way. You know where I'm going. I don't know where I'm going. Is there a certain way I got to go? And you got a certain path, route? Oh, open. It's working? It's skinny on me. I got to get escorted. Let's see the wait, the elevator, is it working? And that's it. There I go. I make it up there and I, do what I had to do. And I left. And I just was very surprised. I said, I have to be escorted. Why? I didn't understand. I was very confused because I didn't get aggressive with anyone the last time I was there. I never threatened anyone. I didn't curse. I didn't scream. I didn't do anything. They asked me to leave. I was more shocked that I was being asked to leave, which is why I didn't leave right away. And I'm like, but I did leave. No problem. I was threatened twice that day by a city employee. So now I'm wondering, was the escort to protect me from the city employee while I was in the Yonkers building department? Because I was the one that was threatened. I'm the guy that's half the size of the individual, right? So why was I asked to wait outside? They got the police officer that was there the other day. The last time I was there, tall guy, young looking guy, was friendly this time. He came in a little. What's going on? Hey, what's up? What's all that about, man? What's all that about? Just say, hey, how you doing, sir? How can I help you? I need to go to the building department. Apparently, you have to escort me. Okay, no problem. Come on, let's go. That's it. Why you got to come in there? Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up, boss? Hey, and that's not really intimidating to me. Like, it's funny to me. I don't really get intimidated. But and that's probably why I didn't rush off to the police to get order protection. But I was threatened. I have the documentation, and I just thought that was crazy that I would have to be escorted. For what reason? I don't know. I really don't know. But I was very polite to everyone today. I was, and I left with no problem. But now, are my rights being violated? Was my rights being violated? I was asked to wait outside. What am I, a dog? What am I, I don't know. Who gets treated like that? Wait outside? You're not worthy. You're not good enough. You can't be in here. You're a Hispanic. Let's make it about race. Come on, BLM. Let's go. Let's make it about. Now, it's not about race. I don't think it's about race. I don't think so. I just think that, the city has an issue with Freddy. And Freddy has an issue with the city. And we're going to battle it out because I'm not scared of the city. I'm not scared of you guys. Not at all. Because I got everything ready. Ready to go. I promise you that. My attorneys, ready. On notice. And these aren't legal aid attorneys, and no diss to no one. Okay. So I'm ready. And I got information. I got documentation. I got audio. I got things that I'm only going to put out there if I truly have to. Because my goal is not really to cause problems. It's not. That's not my goal. My goal is just to live my life. Let me live my life. Let me do my business, live my life, and let me help individuals in the community. Do not try and stop me. Do not tell people not to work with me. Do not try to give me a problem with the building department. Do not send people to my office. Do not prank call my phone, my office phone. Do not disrespect the female employees of mine. You guys got to stop all that. And that actually happens here in the city of Yonkers, and that's happened to me. And I have evidence. I have the proof. It's disgusting when city officials will purposely target someone to destroy their business simply because that person bugged them to do their job. That's crazy to me. That's crazy that city officials would do something like that. But if you look at the city officials that we have here in the city of Yonkers, it should be no surprise. I don't know where they picked these individuals from, where they pluck them out of. I want to share something real quick here. This is an email from Moranti. This is going back to the Sustainable Westchester thing. A resident of the city of Yonkers emailed him in regards to, if there were any violations of our rights in terms of the Sustainable Westchester forced opt-in thing. And this is a response from Anthony Moranti, councilman from the 6th District. Crickets from Corporation Counsel. The resident asked Moranti if he can speak with Corporation Counsel, the lawyers, the attorneys for the city and for the city council, to get an answer on the question. Were our constitutional rights violated? Were any rights or laws violated? Right? Being forced into this program, our vendor was changed just without our permission. So anyway, he says, crickets from the Corporation Counsel. Additionally, an attorney constituent reached out, but also has not followed up. Happy to hear you are willing to put your name to a lawsuit. I will be in touch soon as I am in the process of dealing with multiple city situations. Yeah. Yeah, right, Moranti. You ain't doing squat. Your goal is to be mayor. That's what you want. Moranti is ready to spend $200,000-$300,000. I hear you have to spend $500,000 if you want to be mayor of the city of Yonkers. And Moranti is ready to spend that money. He's ready to spend that money. He wants to be mayor bad. He wants to be mayor bad. Well, hopefully we'll see what happens. Hopefully he'll get an answer. I wanted to share this picture. Shout out to all my Irish compadres. It is Irish Heritage Month, and I want to, salute you guys. Shout out to the Irish Americans here in the city of Yonkers. Huge Irish populations. You guys have, really, done a lot in Yonkers, man. You guys, Irish population, Irish, individuals here in the city of Yonkers really helped build this city. They really did. Have deep roots here in the city of Yonkers. So shout out to all those who are Irish and all those who are Irish on St. Patrick's Day. Is it St. Patrick's Day? What day is it when they go out to drink? Everybody's Irish that day, and they use that excuse to get drunk. Anyway, here in the picture that I posted up, we have Mr. Liam McLaughlin, the Yonkers City Inspector General. City Councilman John Rubel for the 4th District. I'm not sure who the, I'm not sure. I don't know if that's John Rubel's dad. I could be wrong. Not sure who these other individuals are, but I do know this guy. This guy's sister ran against this guy last year. This guy and this guy are really good friends. They attended the Trump inauguration together. And then these guys are really good friends too. Why is that important? Why am I showing you this picture? Well, I do want to shout out the Irish community here in the city of Yonkers. I do genuinely want to shout you guys out. But I also want to point out the fact that these two individuals are compadres. Mr. Liam McLaughlin and John Rubel, friends to the end, Heidi Ho, as well as Henry D. John Balaj, whatever his name is. But the point is that residents of the city of Yonkers have asked the Inspector General here, Liam McLaughlin, to look into possible quid quo pro allegations or situations between Mr. Rubel, Councilman Rubel, and AMS Acquisitions, big-time developers here in the city of Yonkers. John Rubel chairs the real estate committee, and he also makes decisions on everything having to do with real estate, even if it does involve AMS, his landlord over at the Yonkers Brewing Company. So can we see his leases or the lease over at the Yonkers Brewing Company? Is he paying the rent? Has he been paying the rent? Is he paying market rate? Liam McLaughlin received a similar letter in regards to Mike Cater and the quid quo pro, and he jumped on it. Did it have anything to do because Mike Cater beat him for city council president and he had an axe to grind? Is he not investigating John Rubel or looking into the quid quo pro allegations brought on by not just a letter to his office and to the city council, but by other residents who have mentioned it many times? Word is out there. The rumors are out there. Chicken Island, how did that deal go down? Yet when I spoke to Liam McLaughlin, the Yonkers City Inspector General, he said that according to the ethics board here in the city of Yonkers, they were okay with John Rubel sitting as the chair of the real estate committee. But that wasn't my question. I was asking him if he was going to look into John Rubel based on the letter he received, because he did the same exact thing when it came to Mike Cater. And this is not about Mike Cater. Forget Mike Cater. It's not about him. It's about principle. It's about the way you conduct yourself as a inspector general here in the city of Yonkers, especially if you're making almost $200,000. To do what? To do what exactly? Because I have another case for you to investigate and you're refusing to investigate it. Why? Because you're buddies with this guy. Here you go, buddies. All right? So there you go, folks. That's how it goes down here in the city of Yonkers. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Based in Politics. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry about the sound effect. I didn't even know it was on. Facts, that's a threat. Absolutely, it's a threat. It's absolutely a threat. Where I come from, when people say that, we fighting. But he's an employee for the city of Yonkers. I'm being threatened by an employee for the city of Yonkers, and they want to escort me through the building. Wow, ridiculous. I'm not surprised. Yonkers at his best. Fortunately, that is a very common comment. The only thing the residents of the city of Yonkers desperately want is for corruption to stop. If it was not for us, they would not have a job. We need to change the narrative. We, the people, need to be in charge, and elected officials need to be accountable to us. That is exactly right. But here's the problem. We have too many sellouts, right? We have too many sellouts. You have individuals that start out maybe wanting to make change, and then they see the opportunities for themselves, and then they sell out. And then they stop. So it continues. No one consistently challenges them to the end. No one. Because most people are afraid to, for good reasons. Some of them are good reasons. And then other people sell out. You know, they take little offers that they get. You know, I've gotten little offers. I've gotten offers. And I put it out there. I say everything because I don't care about the offers. I don't really care. I don't. I can do my own. I make my own money. I don't need to, and I know they're looking into me. I have alerts. I get notified when people look my background. So I know, but I have nothing to hide, so I don't care. You ain't going to find the real secrets. You'll never find the dead bodies. Just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, so, but this is the way they act. It's a truly like organized crime. I mean, they're looking into me. They're sending people to my office. They're calling my phone, my office line. City employees threaten me and they escort me. I've had police follow me. I mean, obviously following me, for long distance. Sometimes I do circles. Sometimes I will do that when they follow me. I'll like just kind of drive in a circle. I think at that point is when they know he knows. Yeah, I know. It's funny. I mess with them. But yeah, I get fussed. And it doesn't bother me. It doesn't scare me. I have nothing to hide. I'm not doing anything wrong. And I'm going to continue to be consistent and put it out there. And, everyone has to speak up. And most importantly, people have to go to the polls. People have to vote. And we have to vote these people out. But then we also need individuals to run, right? Because we see many times that, they have races with only one person. So, they go right in. They just walk right in. And in the case of John Rubo, where Henry D. John Balage's sister did him a favor and clogged up the working family line so Carlos Burgos wouldn't get it. I mean, what do you do about that? What do you do about that? Yes, too many sellouts and they get baited. The list is long. Yeah, the list is very, very long. Very, very long. And it bothers me. It bothers me because especially, when, I'm, as a Puerto Rican, obviously I have, a natural, a desire to really want to help, Hispanics. However, I don't limit that to just one race, at all, or one ethnic group or whatever. I want to help everyone who is, as much as I can, who is in need of that help, and I try to do that in ways, like by through, education or career, try to offer people jobs, and I do my thing where I feed the homeless and, and I help people out financially. I've done that a bunch of times, but I really do want to see people help, and especially Hispanics. And it bothers me when you have certain individuals, Hispanic individuals, and it's also for blacks as well, that they sell out their people, right? So they utilize the fact that they're Hispanic or black, to do the bidding of an individual that's not Hispanic or black, right? So they can get them to vote for them, right? So the Hispanic people will trust this Hispanic person, right? They'll trust this one person, and they believe in that person, and then that person will just let them down. And I see that a lot happen. Oh, so and so, and as Hispanic, as groups, a lot of times, especially the those that are not as savvy or maybe as educated or as informed, they don't realize this stuff. They don't realize that they're getting played, and it happens a lot, and the simple things they think that they're really doing, they're so great. And I see that a lot, and that bothers me. So I'm always going to speak out about the sellout. You know who you guys are. One of them took a cheap shot at me, brought up my wife and some issues I had. It's okay. I'm not embarrassed by it. I'm not ashamed of it at all. I've actually spoken about it. So you know who you are. You're a sellout. And I say it to you. You're a sellout. So anyway, folks, that's my show for the night. My rights were violated today at the Yonkers Building Department. Residents' rights were violated when they were forced into that sustainable energy program, which, by the way, do your research, folks. Do your research, because if you're someone who truly cares about the environment, and this is why you're doing it, if you care about, issues, social issues, there's actually a big problem with this renewable energy. And activists are complaining that it is, harming indigenous people. So I'll put the article up there. You guys can read it. But that was interesting. A lot of activists have been fighting against this renewable energy stuff. Renewable energy is violating human rights as much as fossil fuels have for decades. So just take a look at that. If you're someone who's really into this because of the climate change and the renewable energy, and you want to go green and you want to do stuff for the world, think about this. All right. I'll share that article on the page there, excuse me, in the comments, so you can take a look at it and you can make a decision. But a lot of people from my research have been complaining about the prices. They say that they get sold like it's a great thing. The price is going to be low, but it ends up being a lot more than they anticipated. Yonkers, New York Times, I should say, article, it said it would be about 19% more, your overall bill. So, I mean, and again, from my research, the only people that I've heard say great things about it have been the Yonkers City council members, John Rubel. Oh, except for Moranti and Breen. But Moranti, you're funny. You're a funny one because you're just trying to play the Republican role. He goes, I'm American. He points to his little pin. I'm American. And we supposed to have choices here. We have choices. Yeah, okay, Moranti. Spare me the nonsense because they know, folks, this is the game they play. They know if there's 7 of them, right, and they need 5 to pass or maybe 4 to approve whatever, 3 of them can say no. 2 or 3 of them can say no, right? So the 2 and 3 that are going to say no are the ones that should be saying no. Like Moranti, if it's something that's like a liberal, a Democrat thing, the 2 Republicans that say no, but they know it's still going to get passed. See, that's the trick. They know it's going to get passed, so they think they can still look good, but still do what they want to do. So don't get tricked by these posts. Let's get out here and vote. Folks, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics. Please reach out to me if you have any interesting things you want me to talk about, you want to see here talked about on the show. I really like how you say straightforward. It's organized crime for sure. People just want to gossip and not do anything. Not many that are willing to make the change because they do threaten people. I'm a New York City girl, so can't intimidate me. That's right. But not everyone is able to stand. I agree with you about the minority sellouts. That's right. But I'm looking for the minorities that don't want to sell out, right? That are looking to make change. Those are the ones I'm looking for. Reach out to me. Basement Politics Unfiltered. You can email me at politicwithfred@gmail.com. politicwithfred@gmail.com. All the non-sellouts and everyone who wants to make change. Why don't we organize? Let's get together. It doesn't have to be about a race, right? It could just be about a group of people, black, white, brown, purple, pink, orange, tall, short, handsome, and ugly. Just kidding. You're right. All people. We can get together as long as you want to make change in the city of Yonkers, because the more, the better. Thank you, folks. And I'm going to apologize about that. And I appreciate you guys letting me know whenever there's issues. Thank you so much. Have a great night. I'm out of here. Basement Politics Unfiltered with Freddy Vazquez. Join me tomorrow as I discuss the city council meeting. Every Tuesday, I discuss the city council meetings. Every Friday, I do the weekend review. And every day in between, I do something. So join me. Let's make change. Let's be consistent. Share the podcast. And by the way, on March 11th, I will be announcing the winner of the Dare to Share contest. Dare to Share contest. That's a contest I'm having if whoever shares the most podcasts, not post podcast episodes, from now until March 11th will win money, $100 on March 11th, and you will be automatically entered into a chance to win $1,000 cash on July 4th. So if you want to win $1,000 cash on the 4th of July and celebrate the Independence Day in style, then you got to share the podcast. Share. Make sure you tag me in it. I am keeping track. All right, March 11th, I will announce the $100 winner, and then July 4th, the $1,000 winner, and I will personally deliver it to you. Cash money, baby. Join Freddy Vazquez on Basic Politics. I'm here every night, folks.
Freddy wins. Fatality. Freddy wins. Fatality. Over.
No!